What's up, guys? A little different video today. So, if it's one thing that's been keeping me sane during the pandemic, it's not just video games, it's wrestling. I am a huge fan of pro wrestling. Whether it's New Japan, the new AEW, Evolve, just a lot of wrestling. And of course, WWE. Now, why am I talking about wrestling today? Well, if you haven't been paying attention or don't care, fine. But the wrestling industry is in a weird place right now. So, with the pandemic, a huge part of a wrestler's pay, if you guys don't know, is the fact that you have to go out and do shows. You have to travel. You have to go and, find the shows or the promotions that want you to wrestle for them, even if you're not a big name. If you're a big name, you can get like a show anywhere, there's a lot of indie stars that you just see their name on the poster and you're just, I'm going to buy that ticket. And it's been pretty hard right now with the whole social distancing thing around the world globally with a lot of wrestling. Not so much Mexico. Mexico kind of just doesn't give a fuck. They've been starting to care now. But there was a point when this all started where Mexico just said, fuck that, we're going to keep going. They've lined up on that now. But a big part of wrestling, as everybody knows, is WWE, or as they were formerly known as, the WWF. World Wrestling Entertainment, as it's called now, is just, in the US, the king. Like, that's just how it is. They've been around for so long, and Vince McMahon built this big empire that people seem to think it's just too big to fail. But there's a lot of things that they've done wrong in the past. There's a lot of stuff that they've been accused of. Some true, some not. And whatever you think about pro wrestling, it still kind of irks you. Especially with the rise in popularity of that series, The Dark Side of the Ring. Especially with the Chris Benoit story. All that stuff. It's been coming up more and more. And people are starting to talk about more about, especially the WWE, and how shitty they've been. And it doesn't help that their CEO, old senile Vince McMahon, is just so out of touch now. Why am I talking about all this? Why am I giving a little rundown of all this? With extreme times, I think you start to see people's true colors. It used to be a whole Vince McMahon's an evil asshole. All he cares about is money and business. And then people coming to his defense. Now, there's been an interesting development recently with WWE. They've been having live events with no audience. You can't. The social distancing. And in some places that they have some of these live events, you can't even have like a huge number of people. So sometimes it's just the wrestler and the crew. That's it. And maybe even an announcer, but they don't even show the announcer sometimes. Recently, they've been doing it where they film it and then the announcers commentate over it after. And fine, you do what you gotta do. But with this pandemic, they really want you to understand you can't just go out. You can't just have a bunch of people there. So here's what is really irking me. WWE, this company that people have been defending, apologizing for. I'm not even talking about the product itself right now, okay? I'm not talking, I understand that it's gonna falter without an audience, because a huge part of wrestling is the audience. That's a thing about others that it makes it different from other sports. It's not just about the showmanship. It's not about the selling. It's not about the bumps. It's not about the psychology. It's not about babyface versus the heel. It's not about the characters. It's not just about all of that. It sometimes also goes down to the audience. If you don't have a good audience, the match it could be the best match in the world, but if the audience is just going in the back like boring chants and stuff, it's gonna affect the match, So I get it. No audience, the match is gonna falter in certain ways, as we've seen with like AEW. Broken Matt Hardy just came out. Whoa, it would have been better with an audience. Okay, that's just how it is. So you have to make do. Now, with all this happening, there's all places that are not considered essential. So they just can't work. And we've seen this. People have been getting laid off because the jobs aren't considered essential, so they can't get hours. And then if you don't get hours, you don't get money, so you have to make some cutbacks. Fine. Fine. What do wrestling companies, what options do they have? Well, for one, you could just tape, like AEW did. Just tape, all the way through May, or for whatever extended amount of time. And then you have your wrestlers stay home, quarantine. You do that. You pay them. You cover everything. There, that covers that. And, you may have to come back once, considering if the quarantine gets extended, fine. But you're minimizing the contact between those people. So then WWE starts to do that. And it's fine. I mean, WrestleMania was over 2 days. It wasn't that bad. I mean, there was some things that were horrible, like that turned out horrible. Like the lead up to Edge and Randy Orton was great, but the match itself was really boring. The Firefly Funhouse, it was all right, but I wouldn't consider that a match. Okay, that's just my opinion. But regardless of all that, you see WWE has to do that, and it didn't turn out too bad. Well, now things are getting a little sleazy, okay? If it's one thing, I know for a lot of people, they don't care. Oh, it's wrestling. Oh, it's fake. Oh, whatever. I'm just making this video because it really irks me when people do shit and then it doesn't even matter. You can do whatever you want. You can have whatever opinions you want. You can, as long as you stick with them consistently and not be a fucking hypocrite. And that includes companies for me. I don't like when fucking companies are telling you we care about our employees. We care about the audience's perception of our product. We care about, safety and about, drug abuse in the wrestling industry. We care about, we take care of our own. We're all a family, okay? And we're going to make it through it. Like I said, some businesses aren't considered essential. Sporting events have been canceled. Entire seasons have been canceled. A lot of states are just saying, no, you can't even have an event with over 10 people. So just events in general, anything with a congregation of people. So recently it just came out that WWE got the okay from Florida to do live events because they're considered essential. Now, I get it. I mean, I know a lot of friends who watch football getting pissed off. A lot of friends who watch basketball, are just getting pissed off because it's like, well, I don't have nothing to do, but I can't watch sports, so I just have to sit around and play video games or do something. Fine. Read a book or whatever. That's what they're doing to cope with that. And me as a wrestling fan, I don't mind if I have to, if you guys tape them like AEW did, that's fine. Or even MLW. MLW just said straight up, no, we sent them all home. I don't want to risk we don't want to risk our staff and stuff. And that's fine. I can wait. I know some people can't, but that's just how it is. But WWE is taking this to a whole fucking stupid ass way. Let me just show y'all. Let me just show y'all what the fuck they're doing. So somebody on Twitter broke this down, and I just find it very interesting. And this is just going to start it all off. So, April 1st, DeSantis issues executive order for essential services. April 9th, government amends order to include professional sports and media production, including entertainers, with a national audience. Now, this is where it gets kind of shady. Linda McMahon, which is another can of worms. She's the wife of Vince McMahon. Okay. Now, she left her cabinet position with Donald Trump to go to a super PAC that raises money for his administration. Fine. So she announces that her super PAC will spend $18.5 million in Tampa and Orlando and a few other places in Florida. This is just kind of a little quick rundown. It doesn't really get into it. And then April 10th, reports come out that Vince McMahon has decided to resume live WWE TV in Orlando. Wait a minute. But you were told not to do that. The Orange County Police in Florida told you couldn't do that. And then all of a sudden, conveniently, your wife, super PAC, pays all this money, and now all of a sudden you guys are like labeled an essential business. Okay, right here. This is the timeline, and this guy pieced it together. Vince McMahon is calling for live, WWE events from now on. I guess he got tired of the fucking, doing all this taping and stuff, because it's fucking Vince. If he doesn't fucking like it, I'll just tear up the script the day of and we'll just change the whole fucking show. Okay, whatever. So, John Alba and Stephanie, I'm not going to pronounce her name, they just reported that Florida claimed WWE was deemed as an essential business and it would help the state's economy. How are they helping people in Florida when no one's paying for your event in Florida? Okay, never mind the fact that, yeah, sure, you could probably, give the money or donate it. I don't know how the financials go on behind WWE. Like, I don't know if some of the money just goes straight to the company, and then because the company spends the money in Florida, it goes to fucking Florida or something. I don't know how all that stuff works. Just know, whatever. That's not even the big thing. WWE was considered an essential business. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I think about things they're essential, I think of things that need to just absolutely run to keep this country afloat. So, I don't know, post office, grocery stores, certain government facilities. You can ask my friends, one of the biggest pro wrestling fans in my friends group and most of the groups I associate myself with, I don't see wrestling as an essential business. And I'm not trying to bash it. I'm trying to tell you right now, I hope this blows over quick, because I've been wanting to watch some damn wrestling and I wanted to go to events. That all had to be pushed away because of this thing. Fine. That's not even the big part. Okay. So they shovel out all this money, and for all those people who are going to say, oh no, but that's Linda McMahon's super PAC. Like, Vince didn't give his wife some fucking money out of the pocket of WWE to help consider WWE an essential business. Now, today, April 15th, throughout the whole day, you spent all this money to keep it afloat. You have this little PSA video, you have this little fucking PSA video telling people about the importance of social distancing, of staying home during this COVID-19 pandemic, about how much you care about your wrestlers and practicing good hygiene, and about how much you care about your family of independent contractors that you don't pay medical for, about this family of people who you tell them, oh, it's fine, just stay home, your job's not at stake. Vince McMahon, and I know it's not just Vince McMahon, I'll just say it right now, WWE was shoveling money out to all these people to fuck over AEW so they couldn't get some people. They were putting 90-day non-compete clauses to people. Fine, whatever, that's their business. They do what the fuck they want. Okay, now, today, WWE has been releasing people throughout the whole day. Now, for a company that supposedly prides itself on caring about your individual contractor family and throwing out PSAs about social distancing, about staying home, telling people if you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to go through with this, we're not going to hold it against you. Fine. They shovel out this money, this big conglomerate, because it's not just a wrestling conglomerate. Like, they have their hands in studios that make films. They have their hands in where they have like a whole fucking network that has other stuff to stream. You have a whole video library. You have TV deals with Fox, USA. But then you have the audacity to say you give a fuck about your employees, and you release, and the list is still growing. I think when I first saw it this morning, it was just like, I think Heath Slater was the first one. They didn't even talk about any producers being let go. So Anyways, and some of the people on here, I get it. Some of the people haven't been on TV in a bit. So if you're gonna, and they were talking about a conference call before where they were gonna start, doing pay cuts and stuff, and just cuts all around across the board to help reduce, which is what other companies are. But then you have some of these people, some of the most loyal people in your company, and they've been released. Who's to say after this whole thing blows over they won't be rehired? But some of these people are wrestlers that signed multi-year deals and probably had a very peace of mind mentality where they didn't have to worry about money, that all this stuff was going on. You know, oh, I don't have to worry about money. I'm still employed. WWE got to my back. Fine. Whatever. Let's just check the list. So we have Leo Rush, who was a cruiserweight champion recently, and they took that out. Fine. EC3, who they brought so over an Impact, and then they just fucked him over. Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, who signed, I believe, a 5-year big money deal. And oops, now they're gone. Kurt Hawkins, which you put into obscurity with a stupid ass gimmick, whatever. The list goes on. Drake Maverick, Eric Young, Aiden English, Heath Slater, that just made do. Primo Epico, Sarah Logan. But then you have Mike Chioda. I think he was a referee since what? The fucking 80s? 80? Yeah. For almost 30 years or probably more. He's fucking gone now. You have Billy Kidman. You have Kurt Angle, Fit Finley, Shane Helms, Lance Storm, who I think closed down his fucking wrestling school. He did that to come to you guys. And I get it. It's a pandemic. You guys didn't, fucking, prepare for this, I guess. Multi-billion-dollar company. And here's the thing. Fine. You have to let people go, WWE. Fine. Say you care about keeping your performers safe during a pandemic. Okay, but you're making them come back for live shows all of a sudden, and you shoveled out all this money. Don't tell me that none of that money from WWE didn't go to the Super PAC that brought your influence to help make WWE an essential business so you can go back, Vinny, to do your fucking little live shows and shit. Fine. But then you have the audacity to fire some of your workhorses, your fucking, these people who are on the road all the time. You can't cut, I don't know, fucking Goldberg, who you paid a shit ton of money to appear, once this year? And he hasn't, and his old ass can't even do a jackhammer right. You pay fucking Brock Lesnar, and I have nothing against Brock Lesnar as a performer, but you're paying him all this money, and when was the last time we fucking saw him? Okay? You just have him in WWE, do a little film for WrestleMania. He lost the fucking title. What the fuck is he gonna do now? All these stars who put their blood, sweat, and tears on the road and shit, and you're gonna also say that you give a fuck about your employees. And you're also gonna put out little PSAs, wash your hands for 20 seconds because we're fucking WWE. We give a fuck. Yeah. We're gonna need y'all on the road again. We're gonna need y'all back in Florida. That's not social distancing, okay? And you have the announcers there. You have Jerry Lawler and whatever the fucking other announcer's name. I can't fucking remember his name right now. Just sitting right next to each other. You have all these wrestlers and camera crews. You're doing the whole shebang again. More shit. You can't just let off some of those part-timers and hire them back later. No, you just have to keep Brock Lesnar. You just have to keep fucking Goldberg. You just have to keep all these other people that don't even fucking show up anymore. And then, but then you fuck over some of your other stars who were over and shit. And then this is why people stop watching your fucking product. They could probably forgive some of the shitty shit you do to fuck over wrestlers like CM Punk. They could probably forgive all that your fucking vanilla ass writing crew who can't even fucking write great promos. He's just so out of touch, Vince McMahon, with the new wave of wrestling fans. And then you have all these other people kissing his ass and all this shit. And then it just pisses me off when this company talks about anti-bullying or we give a fuck. Again, we give a fuck about our wrestlers and about the WWE universe. Oh, but yeah, we're gonna have to let you guys go. And especially Fit Finley, of all people, Fit Finley, not just male wrestlers, but female wrestlers give him so much great praise because without him, we wouldn't be seeing some of the women's wrestling we see today. Okay? So it's not just people who are important as a producer standpoint, but the actual industry. And then you just tried so hard to fuck over AEW, like the reports about how WWE officials called the police to shut down an AEW event. Fuck you. And then it doesn't fucking help that, again, your product has just been so fucking vanilla lately. Okay, I don't give a fuck about a love triangle with fucking Bobby Lashley and Rusev, and you fucked Rusev over entirely. You fucked him over when he was getting over on his own. You fucked him over when he was getting over with Aiden English. Oh yeah, you let Aiden English go, one of the dudes who was actually doing really fucking good on commentary, and you fucking let him off. And you fucked over their fucking Rusev Day push, which they were like the most over team on their fucking own. But no, you have to have everything your fucking way. Now that it's blowing up in your fucking face, you're sitting here wondering, I wonder why the fuck our ratings for Raw were the lowest of all of this year. Oh, I wonder why our ratings, even after WrestleMania bounce, has just been going fucking down the shitter. And then you have all this fucking audacity to keep pushing this image that WWE is the place to work. This is where the big boys play. This isn't pro wrestling. This is sports entertainment. This is where the big boys fucking play. And then you guys just talk shit about AEW. You guys do everything in your power to keep stars from going over there. You do everything in your power to just try and like stop all this shit, and you're a big conglomerate, and you can't even let the little guy have a chance. No, because you're Vince fucking McMahon, and if it's not your idea, it ain't shit in wrestling. And you know what? Fuck you. Fuck, I know a lot of people don't give a fuck. It's fucking pro wrestling, but you at least have to respect the fact that even though these wrestlers, I mean, fucking Drake Maverick had like this heartfelt video talking about how he doesn't know what the fuck's gonna happen, and he was on this fucking cruiserweight tournament, and you released like half the guys in that fucking thing, right? You know, and then you got Seth Rollins in another fucking main event picture. Didn't he just lose to Kevin Owens? Like, and then I don't know. It just gets me heated when some of these people want to go out and do other stuff. And for years you were just like, no, fuck you, you can't leave. Mike Kanellis, finally you gave him his release even though he asked for it like years ago, and you're here like, oh no, we can't give you the release. Oh, okay. Now we're going through some shit. All right, bye. Why the fuck did you keep him in line if you were just gonna fucking release him like that? Like, this is the shit that I know it's cringy for some people because this is fucking, oh, it's pro wrestling. Grow the fuck up, dude. No, okay, this shit, like, oh, god damn it. Like, you brought some of these people in, and then you didn't do shit with them. Then you're just gonna throw them out. You already buried them to the fucking dirt. Some of these people probably can't even get indie gigs just because, like, of what you fucking did to them, you know? And then you're gonna be over here throwing money. How much, what was it again? Let me see. You threw $18.5 million in the super PAC to make sure your little fucking wrestling show can go live, you know, Vince, because your ratings were fucking shit. And then you just fire all these people who's, some of those, I'm pretty sure a lot of those people weren't making the big money deals like Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, okay? I'm pretty sure EC3 wasn't getting paid millions of dollars like fucking Brock Lesnar or fucking Goldberg, his old ass, or fucking Undertaker, okay? And I'm not saying that that they're not great performers, but your priorities are just to the big money acts, right? It's not these people. You know what? I don't want to hear a damn thing about how WWE takes care of its fucking wrestlers. No. They take care of their stars, okay? They take care of the big names. And then the people who try to make a name for themselves like Rusev and stuff, or Cesaro, just get pushed to the mid-card. And then, you know, or some of these other people, like fucking Heath Slater was a tag champ with Rhino. You pushed him down. Aiden English and Rusev, again, were getting over. You pushed him down. Eric Young with fucking Sanity and shit were just coming up, and then you push them down. You have all these people, and then you just fuck them over, you bury them, and then in a time of crisis like this, when you say, oh yeah, no, we care about wrestlers, oh, but we're just gonna, you know, we only care about certain wrestlers. We only care about certain wrestlers. No, fuck you. I don't know if they're gonna pay them the rest of their deals. I don't, because fucking Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson died, like, they were being vied for in Japan and shit. They paid the shit ton of them. They give them a whole nother fucking 5-year deal. It hasn't been 5 years, and they're fucking done. Like, and then, oh, but they're gonna, when this whole thing blows over, they're gonna bring them back. I don't think they're gonna bring all these people back. If anything, if they actually come out clean with this, they're probably gonna realize we could do less and make more money. Fuck those other companies. They're just fucking hip. WWE, a bunch of fucking hypocrites. You have this whole anti-bullying campaign thing, but you do bully practices in business and shit. And there's that whole thing about bullying in the backstage area with JBL and shit, and you don't fucking do shit with them. Fuck you. You wonder why people, when your top star, Seth is over here like, oh, WWE is a place to work. Look at my fucking bank. And he cries like a little bitch when the whole industry just fucking disagrees with him because you just brainwash some of these people so much to make them think that this is the place to work. If you're not here, you're in shit show. AEW isn't bringing their people in. AEW actually canceled the Double or Nothing event at the MGM Grand, and they're televising it, but they made a bunch of cutbacks. They canceled a bunch of events, and then you have the whole WrestleMania thing, and you're like, oh, it's a win, and then no, it's not. Your ratings are going down. You're fucking squirming like fucking worms because you can't adapt your style, so you just do your shitty business practices, fuck over people, and then put money where you truly think it counts, which is these fucking old-timey, like part-timers who can't do shit anymore in the fucking ring, except for maybe one show a fucking year, WrestleMania. You do less wrestling and more about bringing Gronkowski to the fucking host the WrestleMania. I bet you that was a pretty penny, okay? And then you have all this stupid shit. I'm just fucking done. Like, after this, I don't know if I can watch WWE. Just be real. Just say WWE for the money. None of this little WWE for the people. We care about the WWE universe. The WWE universe doesn't give a fuck about you. Why are the numbers and the financial backings for fucking the network going down? Why the fuck are your ratings falling? There are a lot of people hurting right now with this pandemic. There's a lot of fucking... my brother lost his job. They had to let him go, and he has to file for unemployment. I have other people who they just got hired at a job and were fucking happy, and now they just had to be let go like super quick. And I'm lucky enough that I get to keep my day job. And and then look at this guy. Like, this isn't just, an employee. They say this is our family, but then you got people like this, like, he doesn't fucking know what he's gonna do right now. Because, again, you let them out, but it's still a pandemic. Some of these people are going to go out, and whether they have a non-compete clause or not, they really can't do anything. You couldn't just hold out maybe a month or something. You couldn't, like, I don't know, pay them off. You just had to fucking release them. Like, come on. This is some stupid-ass shit, dog. But we're the king of wrestling in the US. We're WWE. We don't know that you don't need 20 fucking writers to write your fucking promos. Hey, what happened to all that money from fucking Saudi Arabia? Where those wrestlers were stuck in fucking Saudi Arabia, fearing for their fucking lives. What happened to that fucking money, Vince? Huh? Wasn't that gonna fucking save your ass? Whatever. It's just fucking dumb. So, for all these wrestlers that are getting released, man, like, that shit's gonna suck, man. And then... you're going to have all these people who are going to make excuses for a big conglomerate company when you have fucking like MLW or AEW doing way better shit and reacting to this shit way better and taking care of their people way more than fucking WWE. I hope this shit blows over. I hope y'all find other companies to fucking work for. Because that product, it's fucking dead. And I know there's going to be a lot of people who are going to fucking boycott WWE after this. Me included. Like, and none of this little, you're just a AEW. No, I was watching WWE still. I still was liking some of the matches. I'm a huge Brock Lesnar fan, but I'm not going to sit here and say that you guys should keep Brock Lesnar and shit over some of these other people who are on the road for 300 days out of a fucking year. No. Any way you look at it, any way you spin it, this is a shit show, okay? And Vince McMahon could give two fucking shits about this. All he cares about is his bottom line. And then, everything's imploding. XFL went fucking bankrupt. That shit's fucking gone. And he was over there talking about how he's going to put $300 million over all this shit. So he had the fucking money to put into XFL for the whole years. But he doesn't have the fucking money to keep at least the people who gave him all that money, the wrestlers over here. in line. No, no. Fuck that. Fuck Vince McMahon. Fuck the WWE. Okay, nothing against the wrestlers or the other stuff within WWE. It's not like they make. No, I'm talking about fucking Vince McMahon and his fucking little posse up there at the top in the board. Okay, making all these fucking decisions because you fucked up. You fucked up, dumbasses. And to all the wrestlers and anybody, producers, all those people released today dealing with all this stuff, just good luck, man. This one's for you. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to get off my chest because a lot of people are suffering, and then you see something like this, and then all the fucking hypocrisy and shit. It just, and plus it was something near and dear to my heart. Wrestling, pro wrestling. I fucking love pro wrestling. I respect the art, and it just sucks. It just sucks.